This is beautiful Europe. As you can see, my pictures can tell you the entire story of my trip during winter season in Europe. I really enjoyed it, and in my video I want to tell you what I noticed about the winter season in Europe. So I noticed that during winter season, it's not that every area is going to be having snow every day, every hour. In Africa, we always think that if it's winter season, you find snow, too much snow everywhere, every single day during the winter season in Europe, which was totally different for the days I stayed in Europe. Like you can see that some areas this was winter season, but some areas literally don't have any snow, and some areas have little snow, and some areas have too much snow. This is something they don't tell us in Africa. We're always thinking like you're going to find snow everywhere, every day, every hour during the whole entire winter season. But I noticed it wasn't like that. I also noticed that this snow melts away. In Africa, I thought that during winter season, the snow that falls will stay there till the end of the winter season. So all along I was thinking like if the snow falls, that too much snow that we see in movies, it stays there till the end of the entire winter season. And literally in my head I was thinking that how can people survive when it's so cold and there is snow everywhere, the snow has covered everything? How? Little did I know that it melts away. It melts away like the way you see in Africa. If it's a rainy season, it rains, then stops. Then it can spend like 3 days without raining, then it rains the other day. So other activities can go on even if it's a rainy season. So I thought like during winter season, most of the activities stop because of the snow, the too much snow that is there every single time, every single hour for the entire winter season. That is not what happens. Like you can see, this area that you see, the snow was there, but it was not too much snow. It was so manageable. And the other thing I got to notice during my trip, when they tell you that it's really cold during winter season, it's really cold. Down in Africa, when they tell you it's really cold, you're always thinking of the cold that you know about, like the rainy season, because the rainy season in Africa, we also think it's cold. So that is the cold I was always thinking. But reaching Europe, I noticed that when they tell you it's cold, it's really cold. And when someone in Europe tells you pack this type of clothes, please listen to them because they really know what they're talking about. They told me what to pack, the winter clothes to pack, but I took it lightly. I was packing the jackets, the scarf, the gloves, the shoes, but I was thinking maybe I might not even use them. I reached there, I really needed even more things to put on because there are times when I felt so cold. Like for example, my gloves, I took the cotton gloves, but since we're getting out of the car all the time to take pictures, to take videos, I noticed that my fingers were really getting so cold and the gloves were not even so effective. Actually, we had a tour guide who was so sweet. He was called George. He offered his gloves and his gloves were leather gloves. I noticed they were so different. They were really so effective. They kept my fingers warm, but with the cotton gloves, they were not doing it right. My fingers were hurting, and when it gets so cold, you know what happens? I noticed that your nails really hurt. You can feel like as if your nails are getting out of your fingers. That's how you feel. Like you feel like as if, I don't know the feeling, but someone will comment below in the comment section and tell us that feeling, because you can be feeling like your nails are getting out of your fingers, and it's not a good feeling. But thank God for our tour guide. He offered his gloves, and I noticed that the people who really lived there, like our tour guide, I think he was so used to the cold because he offered his gloves to me. I even asked him, "Are you really okay?" He said it's okay. He spent some good hours without gloves. And then he reached a point, he even offered his jacket. Because he had inside he had a sweater, and then he had a jacket on. So it got even so cold, and my jacket, I felt like my jacket was not even keeping me warm enough. He offered his jacket to me, and I put it on. I was concerned again. I told him, "Are you okay?" He said, like, "I'm okay." He spent hours without the gloves, without the jacket, the second jacket, because he had offered it to me, and he was okay with it, and he was not even shaking. But me from Africa, I was really shaking. My fingers were shaking. So when someone in Europe tells you pack this, please listen and pay attention and make sure you're packing everything they tell you to pack, because they actually know what they're talking about. The other thing, I really loved the countryside because it really looked, it was similar to the countryside in Africa. Like in Uganda, we have Western Uganda. So what you see here, you can find it also like here, like you see here, the hilly area, the mountainous area. You really find it in the western part of Uganda, but the difference is, this is having snow. The other side we don't have snow, but it really looked beautiful. It reminded me of Western Uganda, and this in Africa they don't tell us. You can be thinking like in Europe you can't find mountainous areas that are so beautiful like this, that are so hilly areas that are so beautiful like this. They don't tell you that. So I noticed that this is similar to the western part of Uganda. The difference is this has snow on it during winter season. I can imagine what it looks like during summer. I think during summer it really looks like some parts of western Uganda, the mountainous areas of western Uganda. And the other thing I noticed about Europe, I noticed that the people in this area are really so reserved, and I really noticed it every time, everywhere we're going. Like in Africa, people are so interactive. Like they're so interactive. Maybe they can greet you, "Hello, how are you?" But everyone here was minding their own business, and I really noticed it. Unless you really needed help and you're stuck somewhere, someone could come and ask, "Are you okay? Are you?" But interacting from nowhere, like, "Hello, good morning, how are you?" I noticed that this does not really happen so much in Europe. Yeah, because even you get to notice, like our tour guide, initially when he had just picked us from the airport, he was so reserved, but then with time he got used to us, and he was so interactive, and he was so cool, and it was a good trip. I loved it.